Hi students, welcome to the part 4. In this part 4 we are going to discuss what is object and its types, what is image and its types. After understanding the concepts of object and image, we will discuss the characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. After that we will see certain example problems. Okay, so let us start our discussion with what is object. Okay, see here, object is the point of intersection of incident rays and image is the point of intersection of reflected rays. So let us try to understand these two definitions with the help of ray diagram. Okay, see, first draw a plane mirror which is kept vertically. This point A and point B are the two ends of the plane mirror. Okay, so take the midpoint of this plane mirror. O. Name it as O. Pass a horizontal line through this center of the plane mirror, and we call this one as principal axis. At a certain distance from the point O on this principal axis, place a point object O dash or O1. So point object is the object which has negligible dimensions, but still it exists. Okay, right. Okay, when we place the point object in front of the plane mirror, obviously it forms the image inside the mirror, right? So in order to get the image of this point object O1, we need the two reflected rays which should be met or intersected at a point on the principal axis on the other side of the plane mirror. So for that, extract at least two rays from this object. Okay, so let us extract the first incident ray from this object. So in fact, so many number of rays emerge from this object, but for getting the image, just I am extracting the two rays. Okay, so let us consider this is the first incident ray, first light ray which is extracted from this point object O1. So it is traveling along the principal axis and strikes the plane mirror normally. When light ray strikes the plane mirror normally, after the incident at this point O, okay, the reflected ray retraces along the same path in reverse direction. As the angle made by this incident ray with normal is 0, reflected ray also travels along the same normal but in reverse direction. So this is the first reflected ray. And consider another incident ray from this object O1 which is propagating towards the plane mirror and incidenting this plane mirror at this point C. Draw a normal at this point C on the plane mirror, and it is incidenting this plane mirror at a certain angle, that is called angle of incidence. As we know that the light ray reflects back from the mirror with that same angle. So this is first reflected ray, this is the second reflected ray. As you can see here, there is no chance for these two rays, that is first reflected ray and second reflected ray, to meet in this at the left side of this plane mirror. This is the left side of the plane mirror, this is the right side of the plane mirror. So what you do, just extend the rays backward, extend this reflected ray backward, and also extend this first reflected ray backward. So on extending, these two rays are intersecting at this point on the principal axis, and give the name for this as I1. I1 is the image of the point object O1. So on intersecting these two reflected rays, first reflected ray, second reflected ray, forms the image on this principal axis. See here, this is first incident ray and this is second incident ray, and this is the object which is point intersection of these two incident rays. This first incident ray and second incident ray are intersecting at this point O1, which forms the image O1 in the ray diagram. And here, first reflected ray and second reflected ray on extension, they are intersected at this point I1 and forms the image. So see, look at the board. So it is the object is the point of intersection of incident rays. So here the object is O1, which is intersection of these two incident rays. And what is image? It is the point of intersection of reflected rays. See here, these two, first reflected ray and second reflected ray on intersection forms the image I1. Okay, I hope you understood these two definitions, object and image. Now let us try to understand what is real object and virtual object. What is real image and virtual image? This object is mainly classified into two types. So now let us try to understand what is the real object. So real object is the object which is formed due to actual intersection of incident rays. See here, I call this O1 as here the real object, because here the two incident rays are actually intersecting at this point O1. Okay. See, so now you understand what is real object. It is the point where the two incident rays intersect actually, right? Two or more incident rays. See here, you can also extract one more incident ray. You can extract one more incident ray. Okay. So after the reflection, they reflect back like this. And they meet at this point. So here I call O1 as the real object because here the incident rays, all these incident rays are actually intersecting at this point, which forms the real image, real object. So real object is always forms in the real world. What is the virtual object? What is virtual object? Let us try to understand by the help of this diagram. This is the plane mirror M which is kept vertically. Let us consider these are the two incident rays which are coming from the object. We know that after incidenting on the plane mirror, by following the laws of reflection, they will reflect back. And they are intersecting at this point. So here this is the first reflected ray from the mirror, and this is the second reflected ray from the mirror. On intersection, these two rays, this first reflected ray and second reflected ray, are intersecting at this point, which forms the image I2. So this I2 is the real image. See here the first incident ray, and this is the second incident ray, and they are not intersecting at the left side of the mirror. So extend these two incident rays. Okay, on extending these two incident rays, they are intersected at this point, name it as O2, on the right side of the plane mirror. So we call this one as virtual image. So what is virtual image? We call this one as virtual object. This is the virtual object. See, these first incident ray and second incident ray are coming from the object which is kept at a finite distance from this plane mirror. So these two rays are not intersecting at the left side of the mirror. But on extending, they are meeting at point O to the right side of this plane mirror. So we call this one as virtual image. So virtual object. So the virtual object is the point where the two extended incident rays meet or intersect. Okay, right. Now you understand real object and virtual object. And what is real image? Real image is the image which is formed due to actual intersection of reflected rays. So if you see in this ray diagram, this is the first reflected ray which is coming from the plane mirror, and this is the second reflected ray which is coming from the plane mirror. Okay. So after reflection, these two rays are actually meeting at this point I. So when you place the screen here, you will get the image. So I call this I2 as real image. So real image is formed when the two reflected rays actually meet at a point on the screen. So what is virtual image? So virtual image is the one, it is the image which is formed due to intersection of extended reflected rays. See this first reflected ray, this is the second reflected ray. So on extension they are meeting at this point I1. And I call this one as virtual image. So virtual image is the image which is formed when these reflected rays meet due to extinction, right? Okay. So real object, just I am recalling, real object is the object which is formed due to actual intersection of two or more incident rays. Okay, this is real object. So what is virtual object? O2 is the virtual object which is formed due to intersection of extended incident rays. So this is the extended incident rays, this is the extended incident ray. On intersection they form virtual object. What is real image? Real image, see, as you can see here, these two reflected rays 1 and 2 are actually met at a point on the screen. So real image here, I2 is the real image which is the point of intersection of two reflected rays in actual. So let us see what is virtual image. So this is the virtual image which is formed due to intersection of this extended reflected rays. Okay. So this is all about object and its types, image and its types. Okay.